Welcome back.
What's up, pals?
Happy to have you guys here.
No, that's crazy. Welcome to the Work Pals podcast.
We're excited. Thank you for coming back for another episode. We hope you like the past ones, and it's all uphill from here.
Yeah. So, I came over to Noelle's house the other week to work on some content.
Mm-hmm.
I had some videos that I needed to transfer to you
Yes.
so that you could work on the episode.
And we were doing a little silly, goofy TikTok too.
Yeah, don't go look that up.
Go look that up on my page.
And you always serve me coffee when I come over, which is, you have great hospitality, great friend. Because you always are like, do you want coffee? I always want coffee. I drink the coffee, bomb as usual. You have a nice coffee maker. It's the Ninja one, I believe, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, rich girl. But I drink my regular cup of coffee when I come in the door. Amazing as usual. 20 minutes later.
And
gas.
I had some too.
Yes. And yeah, you had some too.
Mm-hmm.
20 minutes later, bad gas. My gas, personally, I hit it.
Yeah, but he started saying like, oh, my stomach's not feeling good.
Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think you didn't say anything about your stomach.
Oh, it was not well.
That's crazy. We couldn't figure out why we both had stomach issues that day.
Yeah, like it came out of nowhere. We were like, did we eat anything?
We're doing the rundown.
Chinese? No, that was a different day.
That was the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, what did I eat that? I don't even remember what I ate.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But my stomach problems persisted from that day into the next day.
Yeah.
So when I came and had the Chinese food, I was actively having stomach issues.
So let's have Chinese. That's how you fix it.
So it's Panda Express. When you're in said city that we're in right now, you have Panda Express.
Anywho.
Yes.
Aaron comes over today and he asked me to make a pot of coffee. I'm brewing the pot of coffee and then I was like, oh shoot, Aaron, I have this creamer in the fridge, but it's what we had last time. And I just have this weird feeling that maybe that's what made our stomach hurt. And like, check the expiration. It's good till the end of May. I'm like, oh, we should be good. I take a little sniff. I'm like, oh.
That's probably not good.
I was like,
I take a large sniff. Awful. Spoiled. I know the smell of spoiled milk. Spoiled. I'm like, the milk's spoiled. But then we have to do the sink test. Which the sink test is when you take some milk that you think is spoiled and you pour it into the sink and you can clearly see the chunks in it and how bad it...
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
The expiration date was end of May. I'm like, that's so far away. That's another whole month.
Yeah, but...
Is it... You know what I'm realizing? I think that creamers are good for like 7 days after you open them. Who's going to finish that whole bottle in 7 days?
Okay. The expiration date, for anyone who's watching, it's there. Like, if you don't open the milk isn't good by that expiration date. But once you open the milk or creamer, you're on a countdown. You're on a countdown of a certain amount of days. Even if the expiration date is like a month from then, if you opened it at the start of the month, it's not good for a month. So the expiration date is only has to do with like, if it's not opened, it's not good.
Let me tell you something right now.
You just be drinking.
Never ever have anything from my fridge.
Not like there's anything in your fridge.
It's pretty empty.
It's just...
Yeah, tell them what's in my fridge.
It's light alcoholic drinks that have been in there for months. Like, she doesn't even drink them. I don't know what you're doing. It's always some type of Italian, like, pickled... There's always some type of pickled Italian pepper meat thingy in there.
Oh, like antipasto.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. No.
Say it again?
Antipasto.
No.
Antipasto is spelled like... No, it's spelled like antipasto, but it's called antipasto.
What's that cheese that goes between the layers of lasagna?
Mozzarella?
No, between the layers of lasagna. Begins with an R. Ricotta.
Absolutely
Ricotta.
That's...
Say it again.
Ricotta. No.
Cheese. That's how some Americans That's how us Americans say it.
That's not right.
That's what we say. That's what everyone else says.
So let's see. You want to shorten mozzarella.
It's me. It's me.
How do you say it? How do you say it?
It's a me, Mario. Sorry.
How do you say M-O-Z-Z?
Mozz.
Yeah,
Mozz.
like short. Moots.
You don't say moot. Oh yeah, I
That's
guess.
the shortened version of
Oh, moots.
mozzarella.
So you're saying it the culturally appropriate way, but the way that us, according to English and our ABCs here in the United States, America, go! Go! No, how we pronounce it here in how most people pronounce it here who aren't Italian, say like mozzarella cheese. It's like how we sometimes mispronounce Mexican food, like quesadilla. Like,
Who is saying quesadilla? Jalapenos?
yeah, salsa, salsa. Like,
Do you know
prosciutto.
why I'm like such a stickler about that?
Ricotta.
Because one time I said to my dad, I said like, "Oh, is it called Mott's or Moots?" And the look he gave me,
Yep.
I was like, "I will never make that mistake again."
Because it's because culture's important,
Yeah,
and that's like it's culture. It's super important that like
and I bet he doesn't remember that at all, but it'll stick with me
Yeah.
forever.
let's update each other about our weeks.
Yeah.
Weekly update.
You have
know.
anything you want to start off with?
So, I've been having a very rough week.
Okay, let's hear about it.
I ordered 2 things from the TikTok shop and 4 things from AliExpress. I know, why would I do this? There's a costume I need. I'm going to Houston to an event called DreamCon in the end of May. And
No,
Are you not-
I have a question.
you're not high-fiving me?
No,
Are you gonna... Is
I have
your
a
question
question.
nice?
no.
What's your question? No?
You just got scammed last week. So if this is another scam story, I think fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
But I ordered the costume. Okay, I'll preface this by saying the items I ordered from the TikTok shop were from a Chinese company, which is fine, it's clothing. Then the costume I ordered from AliExpress is also clothing. Asian sizing is very, very different than US sizing. Asian sizing is very different from US sizing. And you have to make sure, even if it says 3X or 4X, that is a US 3X or 4X.
Oh, okay.
Which I thought I was looking at the right thing. Everything I got, wildly too small. Like everything, like the costume I got, I put on the jacket, and I couldn't even barely get my arms through. Far too small. The 3XL that I ordered of the costume was really an American large. I wear a 4XL in American clothing. I'm 6'4", I'm 360 pounds. I'm a linebacker. I play for the Dolphins. I don't play for the Dolphins. Sorry, Dolphins. No, but I checked the sizing, and I thought I was ordering a US 3X, and that I would be able to at least squeeze into it. It was a US large. I reach out to AliExpress. Now, we all know Amazon. If you get something and it doesn't fit, what do?
Exchange or return. Easy.
No problem. Amazon, you go to a, like, what's the place? Whole Foods
Yeah.
or USPS, and you just drop it off. You don't even need the packaging.
No packaging, no payment, nothing.
Barcode, scan. 2 hours, you have your money.
Right.
This place, you have to reach out to the manufacturer and appeal to try and get them to approve a refund. It's not even guaranteed they'll refund you. So I reach out and I send a picture of the outfit, not me in it, right in the notes. Item is too small. I request a return. They get back to me in 2 hours. In the way the website's set up is weird. It goes $0, return denied. They denied my return. So I reach back out to them. I type up again, and you have to submit a video or a photo. I type up again. item is too small, and I send a video, not of myself in the item, but in my car, because I want them to understand what I'm saying. I have my camera and I go, listen, the item does not fit. It's too small. I would like a return. And now I'm waiting to hear back if they're going to approve the return. $70 I'm going to be out of if they don't approve it.
I don't think you're doing enough to make it clear to them that this really doesn't fit. I think you need to take a video of you like putting the jacket on and being like, are you kidding?
I shall not take a picture of myself in a tight outfit with my stomach meat all out.
But that's what it costs to get your $70 back.
So is it worth $70 for me to record a video, all embarrassing, in my small room with all this meat out, trying to pull this jacket over? AliExpress is really dope. It connects you with a lot of manufacturers directly, so you can buy things at a discounted price.
Oh, are you getting paid for that ad?
No, but maybe they'll give me my refund. No.
And I do think a lot of people would pay to see that video, me included.
We're not doing that. There's no video. There's no evidence. Either way, I want my refund.
AliExpress, if you're watching this, please, we'll do anything except record the video.
Yeah, count your days. But I'll record the video if you really want me to. And then so the TikTok shop shows up. The stuff from the TikTok shop. It's also too small. It says 3X, and it's not a US 3X. It's just like a tiny 3X. And I put it on and I'm like, this does not fit, bro. Again, ordering things from the TikTok shop, I think they probably will accept the return, but nowhere is as easy. And this isn't a promotion for Amazon by any means, but like Amazon's return policy will keep me coming back to them, ordering things, because it's so easy to return things. It's so fast. It's convenient. Other companies, it's just harder. Like, I think if they accept my return, I have to go to USPS, bring the thing in its own box with a printout, and then I think I need to pay a price to re-ship it over because it's going overseas. So it has to go through customs again. So at this point, and this is a question I have for you, and for you, whoever's listening or watching, is it worth all that hassle for the $70? Do you feel like it is, or would you just let it rock and just have to eat $70?
I think first you need to get them to agree to give you the return, and then find out like how much the shipping fee is going to be. Do you still have the box to package it? You can put it in any box.
You can put it in any box, yes.
Yeah.
It came in a bag, like a really like taped up bag.
Okay, because I have a box you can have if you need that.
Oh, thank you.
I think it comes down to the shipping fee. If
Yes.
shipping and reshelving or whatever is under like $10, yeah, it's worth it.
What if it's 30 and I'm only looking at $40 back?
No.
At that point, it doesn't feel worth it.
No.
My sentiments exactly. Now tell me about your week.
Okay, let's start with Poopgate. So, my neighborhood has a Facebook group, and somebody posted a video from their Ring camera or whatever it was, and you couldn't see it. It was just like a link to the video, but the caption said, "Does anybody recognize these girls and this dog because they let their dog in my yard and left it there?" I think to myself, couldn't be my dog, right? And then in the comments, there are a bunch of people commenting like, that's so messed up, terrible, blah, blah, blah. All the neighbors, right? There's a picture. It's two girls and a dog. I'm like, okay, clearly it's not me. So what do I have to worry about, right? So I'm like, let me watch the video just to see if I know who it is. So I click the video and I'm watching. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. That's a brown dog. So I'm like, I haven't seen another brown dog in the neighborhood. And so I'm like, oh, and that's a blue harness, which Yogi happens to have a blue harness. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's Yogi. What would you do if you were in my position? Because it's not me in the video, but it is my dog, and I frequently walk around my neighborhood with my dog.
You gotta throw them girls under the bus. I'm just kidding. You have to just snitch on them, because your neighborhood has to know that it was Yogi. Yes, Yogi is the
culprit right here.
in question, the criminal. But it wasn't you who's walking them who let this happen.
Right.
I think you reach out in the Facebook group and you just say it. Be like, hey, that's my dog. I let a couple friends of mine walk him, and they didn't pick up his poop. I'm very sorry. And then you go to the house and you just introduce yourself and apologize.
Oh, okay. First of all, I'm not going to anybody's house.
You live in a very safe, cul-de-sac kind of neighborhood. Everyone knows each other.
Cul-de-sac-y?
Yeah, like it's a cul-de-sac, but like...
It's a cul-de-sac.
We're not doing this.
It's a cul-de-sac.
It's a cul-de-sac.
No, it's not.
It's a cul-de-sac. No, this is crazy. Cut it. Cut it out.
Cul-de-sac or cul-de-sac? I need it to read out loud.
Cul-de-sac.
One more time.
Cul-de-sac.
It's cul-de-sac?
Yeah.
This whole time, I thought it was cul-de-sac. I'm so dumb.
Anyways, I already resolved the situation.
Oh, okay. What'd you do?
I privately messaged the lady who made the post.
Yeah.
And I said...
Was it her yard?
It was her yard.
Oh.
Yes. So I said, hi, I live here. I saw the footage. This is my dog. That's not me walking him. I'm so sorry. We'll let them know that's not okay. I try to prevent my dog from going to the bathroom on other people's lawns. I'm mortified. She was very nice. She ended up deleting the post.
Yeah.
And so she was like, no, it's okay. Like, they're young kids. Like, my children honestly would have done the same. So it all worked out. But for the panic I felt in that moment, I was like, Yogi and I need to move.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting evicted.
Yeah, I was like, we can never walk in this neighborhood again. So what are we going to do?
Straw.
Yeah, because I'm like, everybody, like, this is the only dog in this neighborhood that looks like this. I was joking the next day. I was like, should I put up wanted posters of Yogi around the neighborhood just as a joke?
Even though he's, What do you think? What's your take on that?
I wasn't listening.
I can't stand you when you do that. I can't stand it. I hate when you do that though. Like when I'm saying like a lot of words, it could be something important. Like I'll be talking about planning of the podcast, and I'll be like, and you know, when we take the video, we need to and you'll let me talk for 5 minutes, and then you'll go, "Oh, I wasn't listening to a word you said," and I'm like, ugh, like that actually gets me upset. I can't deal. Like, I think you just don't understand what I'm saying when I'm talking.
No, it's not that. It's that, like, I heard you the first time, but you always feel the need to, like, be like, I think we should do this. Okay, got it. Because
you look at me. Well, one, don't you want to know the reason why people say things? Well, also, you be looking at me like a dead fish sometimes. Like, if someone says something, hey, you know, I think the next 4 posts, we should definitely space them out a little bit and let the lights really shine.
And
no, she won't go. She won't be like, yeah, wow, that actually sounds like a good idea. No feedback. Me being someone who's actually saying something that is actually important to say, now I need to reiterate it because it would be helpful to just be like, oh, wow, yeah, I could see that, or no, I disagree. No feedback. You either just go, or you like, no feedback, or you'd be like, good. So I have to say it again. Because how could I have just said something complicated and you have no disagree? You're not like, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Or so I say it again, and then in my second time saying it, you always then go, I didn't listen to a word you said. Ugh, I can't with you. Oh, but I love you anyway.
So is that the biggest irk that I do?
100%. Mm-hmm. It's part of your. It's like it's in line with like your personality.
Okay.
In the same way that it's in line with my personality to reiterate something a couple different ways. Mm-hmm. If I don't think someone understood it, I'm going to say it 3 different ways until one time they go, oh, I know what I'm saying. Feedback.
Yeah, you wait for the feedback. See, I'm like, oh, you keep talking? It's too much? I'm going to stop listening.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're stupid?
No,
You're not.
I don't
Why
think
don't
I'm
you give
super...
feedback? Like when someone's saying something,
I guess I just don't care.
you just be in your no, but but it'd be something like important. It's part of your charm because you'll just go somewhere else. You'd be like, I'm thinking of posting on TikTok the thing, and I'm like, wait, I just said a whole sentence. Like, I can't deal. It doesn't actually make me.
That's
mad.
actually really annoying of me. I'm not gonna work on it.
Nor should you. Stay yourself. The people who say you're 30, you're 32. People who you heard that? You heard that?
I'm 29.
No, I know. I'm just bothering you.
What bothers me is, do you know what I'm about to say?
No.
This
I have
was
no
not
idea.
planned for this episode
Sure,
at all.
sure.
What bothers me is when I don't know how to do something on my phone or on the computer or something. And I'll say, hey, Aaron.
Now I know what you're going to say.
I say, hey, Aaron, do you know how to do that? And he'll say, no. And I'll be like, okay, I'll figure it out. And he's like, let me see. He'll take the computer or whatever. He'll look at it for like 15 minutes of me sitting there and waiting. And then he'll be like, yeah, I'm not sure.
And do nothing helpful.
And do nothing helpful.
Nothing
and then
helpful.
I'm like, okay, give it back to me. Let me try. And he's like, no, I'm looking. And I'm like, you've been looking. Give it back. Same time, like, I do appreciate you helping me, and sometimes you're good with technology. That's why I asked you in the first place.
That's
so sometimes you do have the answer.
Yeah.
But then the other times I just get so frustrated because you're like, I'm like, give it back. You're like, no, and I'm like, give it back.
My trust and respect in you with technology has grown from this experience because you're admittedly someone who I feel like just isn't like super into tech, like editing videos, sound like so. But I really seen you kind of like just buckle down and just figure a bunch of stuff out. Mm-hmm. And so now, if you tell me, oh, I'm having a problem with that, now I'm kind of just like, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It's
no, like I will figure it out.
But that first couple of weeks, I felt the need to like, let me try and figure it out quicker.
In the beginning, I definitely gave you the need of like, you needed to step in and help
I didn't
me.
want to see you overwhelmed.
Yeah.
You know? So I'll mansplain less.
And I'll zone out more.
You make a sandwich. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. No. We don't got to change. This works. Our friendship, our dynamics work. Because it creates...
You think we're friends? How would you go about unfriending a work friend?
Ugh. Have you ever had a work friend that you want to unfriend?
Not really. I think more so just maybe boundaries, or oftentimes something will like happen and then you're just not as close, I guess. But like if somebody's like pushing your buttons or like they think you're better friends than you actually are, how do you create that boundary without being rude?
I personally think you have to unfriend them.
Like how?
You got to sit them down and have a conversation.
Really?
You got to be straight up.
But what's the conversation going to entail?
Okay, you sit them down. You say, hey, blank, this behavior, blank, that you did caused blank emotion in me. I don't like that. If you do that again, I can't be friends with you.
That feels so middle school.
It does
And
feel
also,
middle school. Yeah, it does feel middle school.
and I really can't see you sitting down and
Heck
doing that.
no.
Yeah.
Avoid. I love giving advice I won't take for myself. No, my personal tactic is you have to create some type of space. Mm-hmm. Because often, in my opinion, it's not that you need to unfriend that person. Maybe you do. If they did something that like completely crosses the line, you know, like they hurt you or they, I don't know, did something inappropriate or they said something really inappropriate, you do need to like address it so that they don't do it to someone else. Mm-hmm. And then you might need to just unfriend them and say like, hey, I don't think we can be friends anymore. If it's something minor, I think it's usually they've got to familiar with you. There's not like any type of mutual respect or anything anymore. Mm-hmm. And they kind of like, I don't know, they don't value your friendship anymore. They
so you think just naturally letting it kind of grow apart by maybe like stop answering their text messages as frequently. When you see them at work, say hey, but then keep walking. Don't like go into deep conversation like how was your weekend and things like that.
Yes, let it fizzle.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think that's the only way to handle it. it's easier to unfriend somebody outside of work.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to like
Never talk to them again.
never talk to them again. You just ignore everything, and they'll get the point. Work,
You're gonna see them.
you have to see them.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sometimes still work collaboratively.
Right. That's the thing is you have to be professional. So you're not going to go up to them and be
Together.
like, you were mean to me and I hate you now. Like that's not
You
going to
can't,
happen. Yeah.
So you have to still keep it really cordial,
Right.
but you have to like that familiar. I can't speak. That you can't be too familiar. They can't feel like too close to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Too familiar. I can't say familiar right now. It's roughing me up. Yeah. So I think you create distance.
Yeah. I think so. I have a friend that's kind of in this situation right now.
Mm.
And like this girl that she was friends with has wronged her like multiple times now. So I think this time she's at the point where she's just like, I just like don't even care anymore. And so she kind of just like, if she texts her, she answers her with like one word answers. And at work, like she'll be civil to her. But then like if the girl asks her to like go out for drinks or something, she says no. And so it kind of like naturally grew a distance. But then the other day, the girl did approach her and say like, hey, like, did I do something wrong?
Yeah.
But she asked at work and she didn't want to cause any problems at
Yeah.
work. So she was just like, no, everything's good. But I think even the way she did it was good because it was like, no, we're fine. But it wasn't like, oh, what? No, I love you. We're good. You know? So it was like,
Yeah,
it was like, there's
gotcha,
still like, there's
gotcha.
distance there.
There's distance there. How would you have handled that exact same situation? How do you feel like you would have handled it?
I would have been, I think I'd been like, oh, maybe we could talk about it later and hope that maybe later never comes.
Delay.
Or if they texted me,
Yeah.
I would just be like, you know, like, I think I'm just going through a time right now. And like, I
Yeah.
don't know, like I just needed some space or something. If they did something like deliberately to hurt me personally, I'd be like, hey, like you did this. This is now like the whatever time that you've done something that I felt was mean to me. And I just like think we needed a little bit of distance in our friendship.
Got you. I say, and I've recently adopted this mentality, when it comes, keep people at arm's length, so you don't really care if they do things that bother or offend you, because you're not invested enough.
Yeah.
It's like doing a sentence.
Yeah.
Like I'm locked up with this person for 8 hours, then I just leave, and I might not see them for another 2 days, and so like, what can they really do that bothers me that bad? So like, keep them at a little bit of a distance, because sometimes when you bring people in too close, then the things they can do will affect you. And I mean
Right.
that for like friendship across the board, like friendships outside of work, friendships at work, but especially work, because you're forced to be around that person. Also, I feel like confrontation can be a lot more casual than we make it. You know what I'm saying? So if you need to confront someone, sometimes we feel like it's so heavy or serious, like, oh, I'm gonna have to like, I don't know. It can be a lot more casual, especially if you address it when something first happens. Like, yo, what you did kind of like bothered me. I got over it, and I'm fine. But please don't do that again.
Right. Right.
You know, because I feel
Yeah.
like you address it. If you bottle it up, now it's a big issue.
Yeah.
And now it's like, you're like, it feels like the confrontation is going to go south, and you're worried about it. And then that's why most of us, I think, don't confront people, especially at work, because you're like,
Right.
how are they going to react? Am I being too, maybe you feel this way sometimes too, because I feel this way sometimes. Maybe you're like, is it me? Am I overreacting? But like, nah, if it bothered you, you should let them know. If you care about the friendship staying healthy, you should let them know that it bothered you. So even if it's at work. So I was going through a personal issue that felt very serious to me, and I told someone who I consider to be a friend, not because I needed to vent. It's just like I was just an open book at the moment, so I told them. And then when I showed up the next day, 2 people who I don't know and I'm not close with told me my own business and what was going on in my life. Oh, I heard this. Bothered me. And I think now I would have handled it differently. I wouldn't write to that person and been like, oh, no, I did. I went to the person and I go, they asked me, oh, what's going on with that situation? Like, they wanted an update. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to talk about it. And they're like, what? Why don't you want to talk about it? And I go, because this person, and I named the person specifically, was talking about my business. Why do they know that? That wasn't for them to know. And they were like, well, it's just them. And I was like, no, I told you. because I felt close enough to share it with you. I didn't tell them because I don't know them like that. I don't care for their input. I don't care if they know. And I feel like because I'm most of the time super nice, when I'm actually bothered, that's how I talk. It's a lot more like, I don't care. Like, I use words like, I don't really care. Like,
Right.
it's words that, like, people, I notice, like, they'll rear kind of back because they're like, ugh. Like, you don't talk, but it's like, no, now you got me there, because it's like, there's not a lot I get mad about, but, like, don't spread my business. I try to be very private and keep my business to myself. And but this is when I knew I had to unfriend them. It's when the next time we talked about it, they start talking about the situation in front of that person. And I go, and then the person asked me, oh, what's going on with that? And I said, no, I'm good. And they were like, and the person got offended. And then when they walked away, you're like, oh, why didn't you tell them what's going on? I said, it's not for them to know. I go, I know you, I don't know them. And it made me realize, I go, nah, I gotta like.
Now you're not understanding what you did wrong.
You're not understanding, and you're not even, you don't even care you don't care or respect. You disagree with me about the boundaries I set. Mm-hmm. That's a recipe. That means you're not meant to be friends with someone.
Right. And I can't trust you. I can't tell you anything now. So.
Yeah. So I say, this is the boundary I want to set. And you say, oh, you shouldn't set that boundary. What?
That's not for you to decide.
Yeah.
Right.
It's okay to unfriend people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I do think, like, definitely, especially where I work now, it's like, I really like everybody I work with. And sure, there are times when you're around each other too much and you're going to get annoyed with people. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, you know, maybe just walk away. Like, it's okay to just walk away, like, mid-conversation sometimes. It happens. Like, everybody's going to have their days. So sometimes you just have to create a little distance. And maybe the next day you're going to feel good. And, you know, you guys go back to talking a ton. And that's fine. It's just about, like, you know, you want to, like, protect your peace. You also don't want to get to the point, though, where you're going to lash out at somebody.
Yeah. Create distance.
Yeah.
Protect your peace.
Exactly.
These are all good things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, maybe don't overshare.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of things. Like, that's something a lot of people regret after the fact, is like coming home being like, oh my gosh, should I overshare today?
Yep. And everyone knows your business.
Yeah.
And your business is your business, and it's not for everyone.
There's a lot in just listening to what other people say. Because they learn to really appreciate you. You don't have to tell them anything, but they will really like you if you're able to listen and help them with what they're saying.
Get this. If I can find the author, I'll cite the article. I read an article that was talking about that. When it comes to people feeling closeness towards you, and vulnerable, like, around you, it has nothing to do with how much you're sharing. It has to do with how much you're sharing. Which is why when you open up to someone and you overshare, it naturally makes you feel closer to that person. Mm-hmm. Not the other way around.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like, I trusted you enough to tell you.
Yeah.
And how you react to that is going to decide if this is something I would want to, like, come and talk to you about again.
They say it's not even their reaction. It's the act of opening up and sharing to someone makes you feel closer to them. It's why when you go on a date, whatever person overshares more then feels closer to that person. Oh. Which is why when both people start sharing a whole bunch of things about themselves, about their childhood, their past, the two people might have just met and you go, like, you get that feeling where you go, I feel like I've known this person forever, for so long. It's because you've opened up and you've, like a book, you've opened yourself up for them to read it. And so it's why if you are just quiet and listen to other people when they're talking and, like, oh, tell me more. Oh, tell me about your childhood. Or, oh, what's your passions? That person's going to feel really close to you, and you might not really feel that close to them. You're just a good listener.
It's funny, though, because I will say I went on a date recently, and I think in the beginning I was, like, letting him share a lot, like, asking questions.
Yeah.
And then it got kind of the point where I was just like, screw it, I don't care. And I was just sharing, like, whatever. Like, just, like, out-of-pocket things, because I was kind of like, this could be funny. Yeah. And, like, so it wasn't that I felt closer to the person at the end of the night. It was just that I was like,
yeah.
Whatever.
You're funny. I shared my unhinged thoughts. Yeah. Where do you get your coffee from? First of all, let's start by saying this. In your opinion, who are the big players in coffee?
Obviously, Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts. I've heard a lot of people talk about McDonald's coffee, but I wouldn't say I wouldn't say that's a big player because I don't think that's what it's like known for. Versus like,
I don't know. It's cheap though.
is it?
I think for a while McDonald's coffee was like $1.
Oh, wow.
So people went, I'm going to say, in my opinion, the four big players in coffee.
Okay.
Just my opinion. Dunkin', like you said. Starbucks. McDonald's, because you're getting $1. I'm sure it's more than $1 now.
And people probably do go there like consistently. Like if you
Yes,
go, you probably
it's
get your
quick, it's
coffee from there
consistent.
every morning. Okay.
McDonald's, Starbucks, Dunkin', Cumberland Farms.
Oh.
I didn't even think about this as we were preparing it. So many people get their coffee from Cumbies because it's $1. It's like $1.20 or something like that.
Oh, but see, the problem with that is you have to go into the store. You can't go do a drive-through.
Doesn't matter. People are getting their gas in the morning when they're either gassing up or on their way to work. They'll just stop in Cumbies and they'll just grab, and it's always busy in the morning. They'll just grab like a treat, bagel, something, whatever, and then a coffee. Because it's so cheap and it's like, and you already get other stuff you need. You get your gas and you go.
Yeah.
Where do we rank these?
Okay.
There's clearly a top two.
I feel like the top two are Dunkin' and Starbucks, obviously.
Easily. Number 4, Cumberland Farms.
Yes.
Number 3, McDonald's. Starbucks number 2.
And Dunkin' number 1.
Now, elaborate on that take a little bit.
Okay. I feel like, personally, I grew up as a Dunkin' girly,
Sure.
so I think that had a lot to do with it too. I think Starbucks is hit or miss with their coffee. You have to be getting one of their like $8 coffees for it to actually be good.
Good point.
Because even if you're getting just a regular iced coffee, after you add the cream and your whatever sweetener you want or whatever, the price suddenly jumps up and like the coffee's
Good
not
point.
that
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Dunkin', sure, might not be that consistent. Sometimes I'm like, this is a cup of water with cream. But overall, I like, in the percentage of it all, I like my Dunkin' coffee better. And
Fair.
I think food-wise, Dunkin' has better options. I don't get food from Starbucks if I get a coffee there. That's just me. I just don't.
That lemon loaf.
I've never had it.
That lemon loaf for Starbucks almost carries it to number 1. Okay.
But we're talking coffee specific. So do you agree with that? No.
My heart wants to disagree with you. My taste buds, my stomach, everything else wants to agree with you. I have just so much more history with Starbucks. Like going and working on things and sitting there. Their lemon loaf is good. I think their seasonal coffees and lattes are better.
Okay. But overall, a plain cup of coffee, cream and sugar.
Gotta go Dunkin'. Gotta go Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Like,
Vibes and everything else, it's Starbucks.
yes.
Like, in terms of, like, what's the cooler one to be walking around with? Starbucks. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Do I like to get a Starbucks coffee? Yeah, but it's,
Yeah.
like, pricier. Like, 2 days a week I might get Dunkin', 1 day I might get Starbucks. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, again, you can walk into a random office, and if there's a jug of coffee, it's gonna be Dunkin'.
True.
Um,
No, not necessarily.
Really?
Yeah.
Because there's a...
We've had them from Starbucks before.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
There's also the sleeper pick of Panera. Panera's coffee.
Is it good? I don't think I've ever had it.
I was a member, a SIP club. Shout out Panera for the SIP club. A lot of times you can get a deal on it. It's like $6 a month. But regularly it's like $16. You got to get a deal around Christmas. You can get 1 free beverage a day.
Oh, wow.
And then like they give you coupons. So like you get a free beverage a day, and then the bagel will be like $1.20. So you're paying $1.20 essentially for like breakfast, and they have the same good atmosphere like Starbucks does, where you can
Right.
sit, pull out your laptop, work on some things. You have a nice vibe, good music, better food items than both Dunkin' and Starbucks. I know we're
Absolutely.
just rating the plain coffee. Panera's plain coffee is very, very good.
Okay. Good to know. I'll have to try it.
I just think Dunkin's the king, like the king of coffee.
Yeah. And I think, yes, their prices have gone up, but it's still, I don't think
Sure.
I'm ever paying $8 for a
Sure.
coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. And their point system from Dunkin' Donuts, if you use the apps, point
Better?
system is way better. I get a free coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, like, I don't know, at least once a month. Starbucks, I have to use 25 points to get 25 cents off or whatever. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's
it's not.
nothing.
No. Starbucks used to have better rewards, like
Yeah.
the way it would work. When you were on the West Coast, when I was on the West Coast, it was years earlier than before you were on the West Coast. Did they have Dunkin' when you were on the West Coast?
No.
Nope. Because I remember being there and it was like, Dunkin' is like...
Yeah, it's hard to find.
There was somewhere in like NorCal that was like, oh, we're going to get our first Dunkin'. And I was like, okay. And it's like, we're spoiled to Dunkin'.
We are.
Yeah.
I think that's a Northeast thing. Like, we're known, for Dunkin'. But I remember when Julie and I lived in LA, there was one day where we were like, we need Dunkin'. And like, we would drive like 40 minutes to get a Dunkin' Donuts coffee because we missed it.
Dunkin's the winner.
Dunkin' for the win.
Yeah. Formerly Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, now it's just Dunkin'?
Yeah. There was a rebrand because I think they wanted people to realize like,
oh, it's not just
we
donuts.
have more than donuts.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Like and subscribe, especially if you want to see Aaron try on his AliExpress outfit. Coming soon.
Let's not do that.
Yeah. He said if we get 10 watches on this video.
Yeah, bet. If we get
10 views, 10 listeners.
50.
50?
If we get 50, I'll post a video of me in the too tight AliExpress costume.
Pinky promise. All
There
right.
it is.
Locked and loaded. You heard it here.
Shaking my head, no.
Nah, he didn't cross his fingers. I saw.
Nah,
I
cross
watched.
my fingers.
All right. Well, thank you guys. We hope you enjoyed.